Greetings, this is Christopher Long, and welcome to Conversations, my tasty little series in which I talk to some of the most fascinating people on today's pop culture scene. In this second installment, I'm chatting with the amazing Ashley Suppa from the band Plush. I spoke recently to the rock-ribbed bassist and full-time fashionista for a special V13.net interview feature. For nearly 2 hours, we discussed an array of topics, from vintage guitars and curly chords to recording, touring, and songwriting, to her fondness for Ace Frehley, her Alice in Chains obsession, and why she adores Harry Styles. This is a highlight reel from that conversation. On the line with me this afternoon from the band Plush, it's the one and only Miss Ashley Suppa. Ashley, thank you for calling in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Plush has been described as the rock story of 2021. What was that like? What was it like being part of such a crazy roller coaster experience?
Last year was just so indescribably amazing. I mean, there's no words to even express how I feel about it. For me, it was just, I graduated high school and then I just started playing all these shows with my bandmates who I love. We started our first show with Daughtry, and then after that, I think we had a one-off show with Mammoth, Wolf Van Halen's band, and then we went on a short tour with them, and then after that, we went on tour with Halestorm and Evanescence, which was the craziest experience of my life.
In January 2022, just 10 months ago, in February last year, you guys hadn't played a gig, and you're rehearsing in a tiny little loft over Brooke's parents' garage, and now 10 months later, you guys are playing the biggest venues in the country with the biggest names in rock. Let's talk about how wacky that is.
It's just something that I personally have always dreamed of doing, and now that that has actually happened, I just don't even know what to make of anything. I talk about the Hailstorm Evanescence tour every day, and I'm just like, how did this happen? This is crazy.
Now, what made that particular tour so special to you personally?
Personally, what made that tour so special to me, besides it being, you know, an amazing arena tour with these bands that I love, is the people that I met throughout the tour. Meeting Hailstorm and Evanescence and their crew, and the people who worked at the venues, and just being able to travel around with my bandmates, that was a really amazing experience for me.
Now, last summer, when this thing really starts exploding in terms of touring, at that point you were 18. Could your 15, 16, or maybe even 17-year-old self ever possibly imagine how year 18 was going to look?
It's so funny that you say that, because I often say that if I were to tell my 13-year-old self what I was doing now at 19, I don't know if my 13-year-old self would believe it.
Sure.
Because when I was 13, my dream was just to, play bass in a band, or play guitar in a band, or, just do music. And now that I'm actually doing it, it's just like, what would my younger self think? And I think my younger self would be very happy with where I am.
So you enjoy the touring experience?
I love it. I really do.
Is there any particular bullet point highlight moments that stick out that you're going to remember forever, that come to mind first when you think of touring last year?
I honestly always think of our first show with Daughtry and how insane that was. You just get out onto this big stage, and I was on the And a part of you almost feels like you can't do it for a second the first time you do something naturally, so I just pushed myself out there, and it just felt natural, and it's kind of just like, you know, when you find a place and it feels like your second home, that's kind of what being on stage for the first time felt like. So that's a really memorable moment for me.
Coming into 2022, if it's even possible to outdo 21, you guys are in a pretty good position to do that. You got the Slash tour coming up. That's got to be a pinch me experience coming your way.
I cannot believe that the Slash tour is happening. I mean, Slash is so iconic, and I can speak for so many people when I say he's such an influence.
Even past the Slash tour, you have a major appearance coming up in May when Plush is performing at one of the biggest rock festivals in the country. You guys are going to be part of this year's 4-day Rockville festival in Daytona Beach.
Yes, we're playing Welcome to Rockville, which will actually be our second festival. We were lucky enough to play Rocklahoma last year, and I love the festival vibe. Everything about it is just so much fun.
This being a 4-day festival, you are kicking off the festival playing with Kiss on the first night. That's completely insane, right?
Seriously, if you were to tell me 6 years ago that I would be in a band and we would be playing a festival the same day as Kiss, I would not even know what to say. I don't even know what to say now. It's just so mind-blowing to me.
So, welcome to Rockville. It's at the Daytona Speedway, Daytona, Florida, and that is coming up the 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd of May. You are kicking it off the first night, the 19th, and you are playing with Kiss and Five Finger Death Punch, Papa Roach in this moment, Black Label Society, and some old friends of yours in Mammoth.
Yes, I'm so excited that Mammoth's going to be there. I really enjoyed watching their set when we were on tour with them, so I can't wait to catch them again. They are so amazing live, and if you haven't gotten the chance to see them, I totally recommend you go and see them because they sound exactly like their record. It's insane.
And also because May 20th, you got Korn and Breaking Benjamin and Megadeth at Rockville. On Saturday the 21st, Guns N' Roses and Shinedown. And then Sunday the 22nd, it's Foo Fighters, Smashing Pumpkin, Jane's Addiction. That doesn't suck, does it?
No, I was looking at the lineup, and I would love to be able to stay for Saturday because I'm dying to see Jerry Cantrell live.
And you are a Jerry Cantrell fan.
I am. I am a huge Alice in Chains fan.
What are we listening to these days? What's in your earbuds most right now?
I've been listening to Deftones lately. Alice in Chains, of course. Olivia Rodrigo has a great new album.
Okay.
That I have been loving.
All right. The Plush record dropped just a few weeks ago, but the buzz began building way back in February with the release of the lead-off single, Hate. Are you surprised by the incredible reaction that the overall record has received after the single came out?
100%. I feel like as an artist, you cannot go into a release expecting anything, so to receive any sort of reaction is just something that you should be so beyond grateful for. And it really has been that for all of us. Just to see people are listening and sharing our record with their friends and family has been so humbling and so amazing for us to watch.
Are you happy with the record? Do you love it?
Yes. It was such an amazing process recording it, and we're so happy with our contributions to each song.
And what is our favorite track?
My personal favorite track, probably either Better Off Alone or Champion.
You have now had a chance to take it out on the road and play it a lot. Is there a track that seems to be resonating better or resonating best with your live audience?
I usually see the most people that know Hate, since it was our first single and it's been out the longest. But as for the songs off the album that are newer that get people going, I feel like Champion or I Don't Care is definitely one of them, because it has a clapping part, which is crowd participation, which I absolutely love.
And that puts the wraps on another action-packed edition of Conversations. Much thanks to Ashley Suppa for stopping by. You can catch her live and nationwide on tour with Plush throughout the upcoming spring and summer. You also can find the band via your handy pocket iGadget at plushrocks.net. My entire conversation with Ashley can be read at v13.net. I'm Christopher Long. Find me on the Twitter at authorlong. Until next time, thanks for listening to Conversations.